Socrates knew nothing, they said, and yet the city feared him more than its generals. That is your first paradox. The most intelligent man in Athens owned almost nothing. He walked barefoot. He argued in markets. He irritated men who held estates, titles, influence. He possessed intellect, but little coin. And yet Athens trembled when he spoke. So here is the uncomfortable question carved into stone. If intelligence guarantees wealth, why was Socrates poor? And if poverty equals failure, why was he immortal? Walk slowly through this, because the Greeks did not measure men the way modern systems do. They did not ask, how much does he earn? They asked, what governs him? And that difference decides everything. Intelligence without architecture. The Greeks distinguished between knowledge and arete. Knowledge fills the mind. Arete orders the life. A mind filled with brilliance but lacking structure is like marble stacked without foundation. Impressive. Unstable. Many intelligent men accumulate information. Few build internal order. And without order, intelligence becomes scattered force. Scattered force produces commentary. Directed force produces wealth. Ask yourself plainly, is your intelligence organized toward a structure or dispersed across distractions? Because dispersion feels productive, but it rarely compounds. The Athenian trap. Athens worshipped rhetoric. Words were currency. Cleverness was applauded, but applause is not insulation. The Greeks noticed something unsettling. The cleverest men in the agora often remained dependent. Dependent on patronage, dependent on reputation, dependent on audience approval. Dependency is the invisible poverty. Modern intelligence often seeks validation. Validation requires visibility. Visibility attracts erosion. The more you are seen, the more you are judged. The more you are judged, the more you adjust. And adjustment, when constant, prevents stability. Ask yourself honestly, does your intelligence serve truth or applause? That answer exposes the foundation. Why smart people overthink and underbuild the Greeks valued contemplation, but not paralysis. Modern intelligence tends toward analysis, infinite research, endless comparison, constant optimization. But analysis without execution erodes momentum. The Spartans did not overanalyze. They trained. The Stoics did not theorize endlessly. They practiced restraint. Intelligence that never chooses becomes fragility, because wealth requires commitment. Commitment closes doors. Intelligent men fear closing doors. They want optionality. They want flexibility. But unlimited flexibility prevents depth. Depth produces leverage. Leverage produces stability. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have you studied instead of pursued? And what did hesitation cost you? The desire problem. The Greeks believed desire is the true master. Intelligent men often possess refined taste. Refined taste is expensive. Books, experiences, travel, conversation, all valuable. But if desire expands faster than income, poverty follows. Smart people rationalize spending. They justify upgrades. They intellectualize comfort. But justification does not reduce obligation. Obligation narrows freedom. A freedom narrows under maintenance pressure. The Stoics attacked desire first. Reduce desire, and intelligence stabilizes. Ignore desire, and intelligence fuels appetite. Ask yourself, has your intellect made you more disciplined or more indulgent? There lies the fracture. The pride of intellect. Intelligence breeds subtle arrogance. I understand the system. I see the flaws. I know better. But understanding is not execution. The Greeks distrusted hubris. Hubris precedes collapse. A smart man who believes he cannot fail often delays preparation. Preparation feels basic. Basic feels beneath brilliance. But wealth is built on basics. Spending less than you earn. Compounding patiently. Avoiding unnecessary risk. There is no glamour in foundation, but foundation carries legacy. And ask yourself, do you dismiss simple disciplines because they feel too obvious for you? Pride is expensive. The Spartan contrast. Sparta did not prioritize intelligence. It prioritized endurance. Endurance beats cleverness over time. The clever burn brightly. The disciplined burn long. Burning long compounds. Compounding wins quietly. Intelligence often seeks complexity. But wealth often favors consistency. A simple strategy applied for decades outperforms brilliance applied sporadically. Ask yourself, are you brilliant in bursts or consistent in obscurity? History rewards the latter. The time misunderstanding. Intelligent people think in ideas. Wealth demands thinking in time. Ideas excite. Time humbles. The Greeks architected time deliberately. They thought in decades, generations, legacies. A modern intelligence thinks in quarters, trends, viral cycles. Short cycles produce unstable gains. Long cycles produce structural advantage. Ask yourself, are you optimizing for this year or this lifetime? The answer shapes your wealth trajectory more than your IQ. The comparison, erosion. Intelligence heightens awareness. Awareness increases comparison. Comparison increases dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction increases spending. Spending increases obligation. Obligation increases dependency. The cycle tightens. The Greeks avoided this by defining sufficiency. Sufficiency is clarity. Without clarity, appetite expands endlessly. Ask yourself, do you know what is enough for you? If not, culture will define it. And culture always inflates. The social tension. There is injustice here. The world often rewards less intelligent men who execute decisively over brilliant men who hesitate. That feels unfair. But the Greeks were not concerned with fairness. They were concerned with alignment. Alignment between desire and discipline, between intelligence and restraint, between ambition and patience. The smart man who lacks restraint becomes volatile. The average man with discipline becomes inevitable. Inevitability accumulates. Ask yourself, are you inevitable or impressive? Impressive fades. Inevitable compounds. The Stoic correction. The Stoics prescribed, control desire, simplify needs, invest in character, detach from outcome. This is not anti-wealth, it is anti-fragility. A detached mind negotiates better, a calm investor holds longer, a restrained spender accumulates margin. Margin is insulation. Insulation is wealth. Ask yourself, when markets shift, do you react or remain? Reaction destroys compounding. Why smart people chase meaning, not margin. Intelligent men seek purpose. They pursue ideas. They build projects. They neglect margin. Margin feels small, but margin protects vision. Without margin, vision collapses under pressure. The Greeks understood proportion. Too much ambition without foundation leads to ruin. Too much intellect without humility leads to error. Balance produces arete. Arete produces stability. Stability produces wealth. The hard truth. Smart people stay broke because intelligence alone does not produce discipline. Discipline produces margin. Margin produces leverage. Leverage produces freedom. Freedom preserves wealth. Intelligence must kneel before structure, and otherwise it floats above it, and floating things drift. A final question. Before you blame the system, before you blame opportunity, before you blame timing, answer this without defense. Has your intelligence built a foundation or merely constructed arguments? The Greeks would not flatter you. They would demand alignment. Alignment between thought and action, between desire and restraint, between knowledge and execution. The Parthenon stands broken, but the principles remain intact. Intelligence is powerful, but without arete, it is unstable. The mountain does not move for clever men. It moves for disciplined ones. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. The climb begins where excuses end.